Hey guys, and welcome to Alex Invest. This is a new YouTube channel I'm starting, basically looking at investment news, investment stock picks, and other information like that. In this first video, we're going to be looking at the Chinese EV industry more as a whole, although we will be focusing on three main stocks. That's NIO, XPEV, and Li Auto. But in this video, I just want to go through why the EV industry as a whole in China has been going up so much. And then in the following video, which will be posted right after this, I'm going to go more into detail into those three stocks that I've just mentioned and where I think they're going to go in the future. All right, so first I want to go through why I think all three of these stock picks are going to be going much higher moving forward in the next few years. Firstly, because China said by 2025 that they want to have more than 20% of their new car sales be new energy, which is basically either fuel cell energy, plug-in hybrids, or the biggest one, full electric vehicles. And by 2035, they want to have that number be more than 50%. So this is going to be a huge industry. And just for scale, right now, the EV industry in China is only 5% of new car sales. So if in the next 5 years it's 20%, that you see 15% growth right there. So obviously all three of these stocks have had massive run-ups in the past month or even in the past 2 months. And I think that's a lot to do with because they're becoming much more known, as well as the Chinese economy is absolutely booming. But a big reason they moved so much in the past few weeks is the uncertainty in the U.S. election. Obviously now Biden's been elected and there's much less uncertainty, but before then the uncertainty pushed them much higher. This was really similar to Chinese ETFs, which also just absolutely soared last week. So let's just take a look at that for a second. All right, so I've just chosen sort of a few of the top performing ETFs in the past few weeks in China. So the first one's MCHI. As we can see, even in the last week, it was the biggest run up. And obviously we've had some pullback here now, which makes sense. The election ended around here. So you see that how that uncertainty pushed it up and then pulled it back down. We can see the same thing with the XPP ETF here. So again, right here, huge run up, a little bit of pullback again. And the same thing with the CHIQ, the global MSCI China Consumer ETF. Huge run up in the last 2 weeks and then a little bit of a pullback. And if we look at NIO, right here, we see the same thing. We see right around 2 weeks ago, huge run up, and then obviously not much of a pullback. And this is really good to see because we see all the ETFs and a lot of the other big stocks pulling back, whereas NIO and the other two cars here, well, we see a bigger pullback here for Li and less of a pullback again for XPEV. But that just shows how much demand there are for these three stocks. And the fact that they're not going much lower than this shows me that there's just so much demand and for these and that they're just going to keep going higher and higher. All right, so we've seen uncertainty in the US means Chinese stocks go up, especially these EV stocks have had a huge run up. But there's another big thing behind that, and that is the first thing I mentioned, which is how much the Chinese economy is actually booming right now. So there was a big event today, actually, and that is Singles Day, which is the biggest online shopping event in China, created by Alibaba execs like Jack Ma and Daniel Zhang, so absolutely huge guys, right? And it gives us a great idea of the health of the Chinese economy right now. So according to Business Insider, the event has already cashed in sales of more than $74 billion, and this is double the previous record from last year. If you think about this, obviously keeping in mind that there's a pandemic going on, so it's no surprise that they're going to be a bit higher numbers, especially because it's an online shopping event. And you also want to see more growth because it's the year after. But what's crazy is that it's double the amount, and that just speaks massively to the health of the Chinese economy. Because if you think about it, consumer spending is up, right? Economy is healthy, people are making money and spending it in the economy. And that's why these EV stocks and the industry as a whole will continue to go up, because the economy is just doing so well over there. And I think with the uncertainty in the US as well, still, even after the election, there's still quite a few things that are uncertain here, I think, and the market is clearly sees it, especially from what we saw yesterday. I mean, today was a great day, but yeah, so it's one of these stocks, or more than one, is a great way to diversify your portfolio, really, I think. So especially as you can see from that uncertainty, Chinese market goes up. If you want to have something that'll likely have an opposite effect of the stocks that you usually have, like those US stocks that you own, I mean, these are great picks for you guys, you know? All right, guys, so that's going to do it for the first video. There will be a second video posted right after this one, like I said earlier, which will go into each individual stock, but I wanted to split it up into 2 videos because I thought it's better to explain this stuff now and why I think mainly you should invest in the Chinese EV industry, and then go into each individual stock of the 3 that I've picked out in the next video. So I hope you guys liked the video, and please, if you did, leave a like and subscribe. So thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.